Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's preview stream for the Thames Valley Branches, or as it's actually correctly called, Thames Valley, Windsor, Henley, and Marlow branch lines route add-on. I'm Jan. I'm joined today by Matt and Johannes. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
And we got a very nice preview stream for you today. I know you're all very excited to see this. I need to do a little admin at first. I'm going to speed run through it. We have currently 3 sales going on. We have the PlayStation Summer Sale, which is still running until July 29th. The Xbox Ultimate Games Sale, also running until the 29th. And the Epic Games Store Epic Summer Sale, running until the 30th. So if you are on those platforms and if you need to stock up on your current DLC count, or if you have some stuff missing for your collection, check it out. And that's that. Quick and painless. Let's talk about the Branch Valley lines. What do we have, Matt? Do you want to jump over real quick?
Yep. Right, let's take a look. Right, so we've got under Thames branch lines scenarios. Let's have a quick look at those. Do you want to just briefly outline what you're getting out of each of these scenarios for us, Johannes?
Absolutely. So each of them is doing one, like some sort of special run on the branch line. So we have 5 scenarios. Let's start with the first one. Divide and Conquer is on the Marlow branch. And it's one of these early morning services where you will run down the line with like coupled up 4-car units or 2-car units coupled together. You will uncouple down in Bourne End on platform 2 and prepare basically these units to do the peak hourly service, where one goes up and down between Maidenhead and Bourne End, and the other one is a shuttle between Marlow and Bourne End, and then you continue until Marlow. The second one, Rescue on the Windsor branch, is a train is stuck on in Windsor Station, so you get a spare unit, couple up to that, and pull it back on, and then you leave the unit that is intact to continue service on that. Third one is a Regatta Day scenario where there is the Henley Royal Regatta on the Henley branch. I've made some fancy custom NPC clothing, so you see all the fancy people dressing up for the Henley Royal Regatta, which is a very famous rowing regatta in Henley on Thames. The Marlow Donkey starts with a nice scenic walk along the Thames branch, Thames Path, and then after you finish your lunch break, you pick up a service and continue that service. And Wedding Bells in Windsor is a special shuttle service for the royal wedding in Windsor, where you carry over passengers from Slough to Windsor who want to join the celebrations. Yeah, that's the scenarios.
Cool. Right, so lots of fun to be had there. Let's have a look at the timetable. So we've got the Great Western one. Is this doing any different services, or no? It's the same, isn't it? Just like
it's substitution. Yeah, they're substituting each other from the original Class 166 from
the
Great Western Express.
From Great Western. This is then the new one from Thames branch lines, and then we got some specials with the 37 over here as well.
Yeah, and it's already been announced. It's not visible yet because the Class 70 is not released yet, but that will, as soon as that one is out, will also be layering on here.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so I guess it's time to drive a train. What are we driving first? Let me look at the instructions I've got here.
We're driving
Bravo 41 is what we are doing first.
Correct.
Does any kind of autumn settings, light cloud? Autumn... light cloud, like that.
Lovely.
I yearn for autumn right now.
What are you talking about? All you people that are moaning about the heat will be the first moaning about the cold.
No.
Right, so where are we anyway?
We are in at Marlow.
Right, okay, cool. Right, let's key. Right.
Straight away you can see the new startup sequence where these fault lights take a few seconds to flip over, do some self checks. Have you enabled security systems, AWS and everything? There we go. It's AWS self-test as well. We have the guard to the right sitting there. This Marlow branch is guard operated, which means there's always a guard on board who deals with signaling and with the token system, basically.
You can walk,
Ask you about
right
that
now, but you can walk down there, can't you?
Yeah, you can. All the way back there, and there's a pub, the Marlow Donkey. This route is called the Marlow Donkey. There's been a steam engine back then when it is when the first as part of their first service, and that steam engine was called the Marlow Donkey. Yeah, and now the whole line is still called the Marlow Donkey. How long do we have? Another 30 seconds. If you go down a little bit, there is a very nice backyard. It looks a bit like a shrine thing. I'm not sure if you're seeing it. Oh yeah, if you go three further to the left. One more. Oh, that's the pool. There's the shrine. One of these has like some sort of shrine. I think we might have missed it. Yeah, there.
They like their pie, I guess.
I mean, that's fictional, just to be clear, but yeah.
I was gonna say, is it a shrine to a certain deity?
No, it's a shrine to bridge pillars. I think it's originally a bridge pillar or something, but it looks quite cool. Someone is saying, Matt, if you can turn up your volume. Apparently you're quite quiet.
Okay. How's that sound? Is that better? Game sound is going to be quite loud now, but...
Yeah, there's a little like industry yard to the left. There's a travel west, of course. That's what it's called in real life.
No, definitely.
Yeah. And then you have there's a car park there, and then to the right you see the Marlow Rugby FC. The little car park. And then, yeah, there are the rugby fields down there. I've now that we're going through this in autumn, I've adjusted the foliage color from the vanilla one to be a bit more colorful, a bit more different. Less grey, more colourful looking, which turned out quite nice. I think I like it quite a lot.
I was gonna say it is very lush and very what's the word? I'm just gonna say autumnal. There is a special word that I'm thinking of, but I can't remember it right now. But it does look very good. I mean, very, very high density of vegetation, scenery.
I feel like it's that romanticized image you have of autumn with like all the trees becoming red. It's probably only like that for a week or two, but yeah. I just wanted to capture that red nice color. Yeah, we are saying a little bit about where we're going right now. So to the right is the River Thames. So we will meet and go over and under not under, but like over the River Thames a couple of times. And from Marlow to Bourne End, we are following the Thames, and then in Bourne End we will reverse, and then go up the hill a little bit, but we will meet the Thames again in Windsor. We will see it again in. I think we cross it. We're crossing it once or twice on the once on the Henley Branch as well.
Dear, oh dear. The more I try not to cough, the more I cough.
Doesn't sound good. I hope you feel better soon, Matt.
Sounds like you need a big cup of tea and some honey.
I need something. Jeez.
If you're concerned about coughing and you want to mute yourself, don't feel obligated to that you have to talk.
No, I have been muting so that the stream doesn't hear it, but I can't stop you from hearing it. So.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I don't mind. So.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, there's a little like coming up right now. There's the Marlow, the Bourne End Sailing Club, with all the little sailboats, and you can walk very nicely on that Thames path. It's a very lovely walk down here. I've been there, and yeah, there's a little marina coming up. Little marina coming up, and yeah.
I like how the Thames River is also, very highly detailed with all the boats as well. And is this the first route we have with moving boats like this?
I'm not sure. I think Medway had moving boats as well, if I'm not mistaken.
We had the moving barge on Bremen as well.
Yeah. It's certainly the first one. It's certainly the first one with animated rowing boats, which we might catch at some point. I spent quite some time animating these.
So from a technical perspective, how do the boats work? I don't imagine they would be simulated with a physics simulation. Are they just essentially on rails?
Yeah, they're just moving along a set line basically. And I've added some like water splashing effects and some like particle effects to make it look more realistic. Yeah.
Nice.
And we are lucky to see our little Thames Valley flyer. The rail tour. It was really hard because there is very little space on that timetable to squeeze in extra traffic, because it's basically just the 165 shuttle going up and down. But there's been that Class 37 rail tour. That's a realistic thing. It's just back then was running at night and not during the day. So that day run, I wanted to have a day run, so it's nice. It's fictional, but it also does the real one during the night.
Nice.
And now we've arrived. Yeah, now that we arrived, we need to change cab ends anyway, and I can walk us through the little like the special token system on that line. So if you go out and head to the token shed, which is at the end of the platform here. There is this little switchboard. So what we first need to do, we don't have a token yet to enter the branch to Maidenhead. So if Matt turns around, he can check out one of these line tokens. And these token machines are set up in a way that there's one here, there are two here in Bourne End and one down in Maidenhead. And they are wired together in a way that only one token can be checked out at any given point in time on any of these three machines. So now we checked out one, you cannot check out the next one. And on that switchboard, if you insert it into the right box, now this board is active. And what we would do now is we would press the cancel route button in the middle, which cancels any previously route. And now we would set it to Maidenhead. So we press the Maidenhead button. So now the switches are set, and we can now take the token back out. And if we now walk out and have a look at the points, you can actually see these actually move with it. So they are now set to go up to Maidenhead.
This is very...
Yeah, you don't need to walk all the way down, Matt. We need to use the other cap.
I couldn't remember if I'd shut the door.
Ah, fair. Lovely. And while we're on here right now, we can have a quick... Yeah, set up the cap and we can have a quick look at what's new. So, first of all, we can open cab windows now. And we hear the motor better and all that. What wasn't possible before. If you turn around, the fuse box behind you, Matt, has working fuses in the sense that we can turn off the interior lights. We can turn off some of our cab lights and functionality. These have working train faults as well, so they might trip. One speciality is something that maybe is quite annoying when it happens to you, but it models the real thing. They can trip in both ends because each fuse box only controls that certain cab. They can trip at both ends, and you can lose your engine in the back cab as well. So you need to potentially, when you get a fuse not working message, you need to walk to the other cab and check that one as well. But yeah, so we have working train faults now, where the usual ones where your Viper gets stuck, where you lose your engine, and where the door is stuck. But also these fuses can trip, and that can have certain effects. Like one is cutting your motor out. One has, like, there is an earth fuse thing, and in the manual of that train, it says if that earth fuse that can trip, it has no effect. It just needs to be put back in and documented for maintenance purposes. Matt, the signal is red.
You know.
Yeah, minor details, I know, but
That's just a suggestion, you know.
Well, the train wouldn't, the game wouldn't like it.
Signals don't really matter. They're just a suggestion.
And where was that? That's like this earth fuse, it can trip, and there is a 2% chance every time you start the motor that it trips, basically, and then you need to put it back into resolve that thing. And something we've seen right now, someone just asked that, is there a 166 layer? No, you can use the 2-car versions of the Great Western Express, the fake 165 ones, but on this branch, for example, you can really only go and have 2-car trains going down all the way to Marlow, because the points are set up in a way that platform 1 only fits a 2-car train. Oh, there is the going.
Oh.
If you zoom close in, it's too far away now for us to do it. But if you, oh, maybe you do. You hear audio. And that audio is from an actual race I did. So I had recordings lying around and we were actually winning that race. So there's like the evidence of the race I did in there.
That's so good.
It's audio.
That's so cool. I was about to, as a joke, suggest if we can hear like the call-outs.
But we can.
But you can.
I asked the guy and he was happy to provide these.
Very cool. That's such a cool detail. I like that.
Someone asked if the token area is in the training module for the DLC. It's part of 2 of the scenarios, so you are walked through in the scenarios, and it's interactable. You can do these things, but it is optional. You don't need to check out these tokens for the signals to work properly.
We got a question in chat asking if there's route hopping from Reading and London Paddington.
There's route hopping at every end, so you can basically at the end points, which are Slough, Maidenhead, and Twyford, you can hop to the respective stations on Great Western Express and back and forth. So I've added it to both Great Western Express and my route, so there is easy switching between the 2 of them.
All right, thank you. And because I did not mention this at the start, Thames Valley Branches releases next week on the 21st. So next Tuesday. Just very soon.
Something to point out here, there are these telegraph poles which are using the overhead wire system. Actually, I reused that system from the core game, so like you can see all these telegraph poles actually connecting to the houses. Yeah. And Matt, someone asked about, Matt is coughing, but like if you zoom into one of these houses on the right, you can showcase that like interior, that parallax interior. So if you zoom in, you can see these actually have interiors. Not all of them do, but most of them, and most of the ones that are close to the trains have it. Yeah.
Somebody get my boy a cup of tea, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate my throat.
Genuine advice, get some sage tea. I swear by sage tea whenever I have like a sore throat or if I'm coughing a lot. Sage tea and honey. You gotta like the taste of sage, but it does help. Given the fact that I'm currently on the internet in front of hundreds of viewers, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. Just in case my lawyers are watching.
Fair. Yeah, we have this little trailer park to the left as well, and yeah, now we're coming up to that area, like a little more like rural landscape between Cookham and actual Maidenhead starting. I think First Blood, the next station, is already part of Maidenhead. These are one of the fields I've mentioned in one of the Roadblood articles to the right, that right now they are that have nice yellow crops on it. In winter they're completely empty, and in spring and summer they have very nice green ones on. So these change depending on the season.
I think that's a very nice and lovely touch. To see like your surroundings change through the seasons.
Yeah, makes it different in each season to drive in. Obviously, winter and snow. Winter and snow is also very different. I think even the rails are set up in a way, but that's the standard one, that they are more slippery in winter and in autumn.
I love those red trees. They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Not just because they look exactly like pink trees.
These are maple trees, I think.
We got a bunch of questions on our forums in the Q&A thread. I'm gonna go through them over the course of the stream. The first question we got was from Alumina, and they asked, will we ever see the free car 165-1 make an appearance?
I'm not as part of this DLC. They are mainly running the 2-car version or almost exclusively, and only if they have. I haven't seen them run. I haven't seen any pictures of them running on the branch lines anymore. So not as part of this DLC, but I'm sure there are other opportunities for some developers in the future. I can only speak for myself, and I have no concrete plans for having the 3-car version.
Okay. And I saw a question in chat. And have the sounds for the 165, or have the sounds for these trains been updated? Because they seem to sound different.
It's not really sounding different. Like the motor sounds and everything are the same. I personally think they are quite good. And the motors of the 165 are the same motors of the 166. And but I've added small little details in the cab. I think, once we stop at Maidenhead, I can show you that. For example, if you turn on the fans and the heating, they have individual sounds now. On the left side, down further down on, there they are. I personally find them quite annoying because they are quite annoying in real life, but like for anyone who wants to turn them on, then there's this adjustments on the sounds that you can open the cab windows now, and there are what else did I do? There's some like relay ticking on the cab setup, and if the fault light is on, or like the fault light is blinking. Yeah, we're coming in hot.
Another question from chat. This one is from for you, Johannes, but I think I can also answer it. Can we ever expect a GWR licensing for announcements in the future? The question is, the answer is maybe. We can't really answer any questions of things that may or may not come. If it works out, if we can, maybe. I don't know if you want, if Matt or Johannes, if you want to add anything to that, but
I have nothing to add to this. Licensing is always going through Dovetail. I can
We're
only
always
ask.
trying to see what we can get in terms of new access, new licenses, new things, and PIS can be complicated because there's quite often can be up to 3 different organisations involved with the railway, the sign manufacturer or the system manufacturer, and the voices themselves. So sometimes it's easier than others. So It's yeah, but we're always trying to see what we can do. But we've got no news on that front.
Someone keeps asking. Yes, there are train announcements.
We had them just a minute ago. That's why I came in.
Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Yeah, they are there. It's just we wanted to show off the scenery work I did, and that's why we mostly went outside. You can see the new clock tower, the Maidenhead clock tower model in the distance. So yeah, these endpoints received a bit of an update as well. Someone is asking if the timetable is syncing up with Great Western Express, and yes, I tried my best to make them sync as much as possible, so AI trains are running around the same time through the stations, and the branch line services are also running through there. And while we're at the main venue, people keep asking about the livery designer, and if you can show the train and the livery designer. And Matt, if you can quickly pop into the livery designer and have quickly show them that the train is there and you can add stuff to it.
Nope.
6.5. Yeah, who would have guessed, right? Beautiful.
It's a shocker.
Beautiful.
There you go. That's the extent of my livery designer skills, I'm afraid, folks.
But yeah, train is there, you can adjust, and it works.
I don't think you need
to the Creators Club right now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Way better than the Great Western Green, right?
Oh, everything's better than everything. It's best railway livery ever seen. Right, 2W14s now.
Yeah.
So, did you say something about using it? Yeah, okay. Right, 2W14.
Yeah, now we're heading over to the Windsor branch.
You want overcast? What do you want? Just
yeah, light clouds. No, I like the light clouds a little bit.
Oh, you like the light cloud? Okay.
I want light clouds. It doesn't need to be that one, but yeah. I don't know. I've seen so many like bright blue skies. I always need to put in at least a little bit of clouds.
A question we've seen quite a few times, or a topic that I've seen quite a few times. The Greenford line. A few questions in the community.
Beautiful.
Legend.
There it is. A look away from the stream for 1 second.
The train is pink, as it should be.
But yeah, the Greenford line is not included with this. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's start that huge conversation, and I might stop halfway in between to point out little things. Or if you like the pink stuff, Matt, if you turn around, there is this pink bus, which is an actual, like, on the left, on the street, there. The Thames Valley bus.
It's almost awesome.
It's not enough, but it is almost awesome.
So close.
So close. So yeah, let's give a bit of background. I've said that on the interview thing with Train Sim Society already. This was never planned to be 3 branches. This was planned as a very small project to just do the Henley branch, and see how people feel about these branch lines as a concept. And then, yeah, I got like. Steve from Dovetail convinced me to give the Marlow branch a shout, because of that interesting service pattern you have with reversing and born end in the token system, which is some new kind of gameplay. And then the Windsor branch came in because one weekend I thought like, oh, why not? Let's give the Windsor branch a try and see how far I can get it in on a weekend. I didn't do it on a weekend eventually, but like I locked in, and I think I did most of the scenery stuff in a week for it, which means a week of my work with probably 2 weeks of 9 to 5 work, with very little breaks in between, and really just getting up, working on it, and sleeping.
Johannes, someone has just pointed out something. Should the cars be driving on that side? Is this a two-lane road?
That is an incredibly good question.
Looking at where the bus is, it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know the area though, but yeah, looking at the bus, that wouldn't surprise me if that's actually 2 lane, one direction.
That is a very good question, actually. Might have been my German brain slipping in. I'm pretty sure almost all the other ones drive always exclusively on the left. I'm looking it up on my phone right now if that's a one-way street or not, or if it's just a genuine mistake on my end. No, it's a mistake on my end. It's a two-way street. What? No, it's not. It's not. It's a one-way street. Yes. Yeah. Yes, I'm Google Street View now. Whew. Didn't do a mistake. Cool.
There you go. Live checked.
Coming back to the question, why not the Greenford branch? Well, the Greenford branch is a bit different. The Greenford branch is back then had service starting from Paddington going up all the way. So the upside of all these 3 branches is that they are self-contained. So they all have almost exclusively end-to-end services. So yeah, that is one of the reasons that, the main reason why the Greenford branch didn't make it in. Yeah, we have some nice realistic highway signs as well that actually show the correct direction here to the left. And yeah, now we're seeing it from behind, but and these are not the only one. I've added quite a lot of realistic signage, and now we can see one of these fields to the right. They are now green, and in autumn they would be yellow and non-existing in winter. Or like, yeah, you would see the brown things. To the left we see one of the 2 golf courses. There are lots of golf courses in the area, and like the train goes right. I think that's even Eton College golf course. So a bit of history around that area. So we're coming up to Windsor Castle, and to the left, if you look to the left, that village on the left is Eton, and you see the big cathedral thing on the left, which is part of Eton School. No, that's Windsor. Yeah, that one. And then obviously to the right we have Windsor Castle, where the king lives, or sometimes is. I don't know how much he actually spends his time there. And on the railway side, actually, as far as I know, or as far as I've read up the history on these lines, is back when they were building these lines, the 2 train companies competed for access to the for royal access to the castle. So that's why we have 2 train lines ending at Windsor. So we have Windsor and Eton Central. That's our stop, and you can see very much on this viaduct that it is it is built for a 2-track layout, and the station back there is quite a big one. It had like 5 or 6 platforms back then. And now it's a very small single platform stop. But like and the rest of the station has been converted into a shopping center now. But it used to be a very big station, and I think the Great Western Railway approach was they were competing for basically the royal favor, and like who they both built their lines, and eventually the Great Western Railway back then was the one that the royal family decided to use. So there were like lots, and the royal family likes to travel by train, or like back then. I think they're now just selling their fancy train. I've read something like that, and but like they always were traveling out of this station. And that's Windsor Castle.
If you zoom in real close, you can see the king waving.
That would be a nice Easter egg. Yeah, I didn't put that in.
That would probably need a special sort of licensing.
The royal DLC. Yeah.
Good way to get knighted, though. So.
Someone is asking, can you walk to Windsor on Eton Riverside? No, you can't. You can just barely walk around, like in that main station, have a look around there, but not much further than that.
Right.
Mate.
Number 3, 2 Hotel 47.
Correct. And while we're waiting, let's move on to some more questions. Okay, I'll try to pronounce your name correctly. If I don't, please forgive me. Nilsupsolenovum. I'm not going to try again. I'm very sorry. You know who you are. Can we drive services from Paddington if we have the GWR remaster?
So all services are self-contained within this plugin. So they all start and end at their respective endpoints, which is Slough, Maidenhead, and Twyford. And now we are in Henley-on-Thames. And I think on Great Western Express it's mirrored like that, so there are also no-through services. I think in reality there have been 1 or 2 evening services in some years that it was possible to go from further away. These have not been modeled, but yeah.
All right.
And this is Henley-on-Thames. Someone is asking about the collectibles on this route. You can collect rowing oars, you can collect crowns, you can collect route maps, yep, these ones, and donkeys.
There you go. And a question I've seen at least twice in chat now. Do the guard panels work?
Oh yeah, there's a donkey. The guard panel, or the guard operates the one from the cab. I haven't seen any source material for working guard panels. I don't think there are any near the doors. They are basically operated out of the back cab, as far as I've been told.
All right.
But guard mode is, there are guard mode is part of the route. Matt, if you go to the left, and beyond these houses, there's a little playground modeled, and you can even walk there, and you can see some boats as well. So there's some river traffic going on.
For a second, I thought you were going to say, and you can play on the playground.
Going up and down the slide? No, not yet. No, there are no plans for that.
No.
Golf with friends in world.
Yeah.
more questions from the forums. Foggy asks, what will be the playable and AI layers for this route?
Okay, so that obviously each branch has drivable services, and on each end in Twyford, Maidenhead, and Slough there are AI layers, AI traffic for the HST and the class. So if you own Great Western Express, the HST will layer on, and for local stopping services, I used my class 165. So all local stopping traffic is done with the 165. So even if you don't own Great Western Express, you see some AI services there. And there's no AI traffic on these branch lines. There is the class 70 will layer in once it's out for some night engineering services. There is the Thames Valley Whale Tour with the class 37, right? Yeah. Yeah, and that's it.
Alright.
Ding! Oh yeah, there's a class 20 as static. Then if you own that one, it's standing around in Slough, I think. There is a supermarket. No, we missed the supermarket already. There's a museum to the right, I think, and then there is a big polo club coming up with stables here. Yeah, that's like a horse track, and the stables for the horses are there.
That's extremely British. Sierra Oscar 95 on our forums is asking, will the class 165 layer onto appropriate services on the GWE remaster?
Yes, so every time the 165 from Great Western Express is used in a two-car formation, the substitution is set up in a way that the new class 165 can sub in. And it's not working for Viviera because Viviera is not using any two-car formations, but it's working on Great Western Express. And welcome to Ship Lake.
I wonder why they call it that.
Ship Lake. There's no real lake, but there are ships here.
There you go. And just a quick interjection, because I see a lot of questions of that type in the chat. Any question that is, are you going to add X, Y? Are we going to see A, B? Is X, Y, Z coming to quadruple whatever? We can never answer these questions. As long as if we haven't officially talked about something, if we haven't announced it on the roadmap, we can't answer that question. I know you're very curious, and you like to hear information as soon as you can. Believe us, we like to share information as soon as we can as well. But until we share it officially, consider it not, being real. If you're asking if your favorite route is coming to Train Sim World, if we haven't announced it yet, we're likely not planning it. And if we do, we'll announce it as soon as we're ready to talk about it. Another question from Sierra Oscar 95. Oh.
No, it's just an explanation because you asked. Someone says Ship Lake is Old English for a stream where sheep are washed.
Oh. There you go.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I love learning about the root of like names. Tells you a lot about a place. So we have a question from Sierra Oscar 95 that we answered already. They're asking if the class 165 sounds have been changed or altered in any way. They haven't, I think.
No, I've just added extra bits and pieces where I added new interactions, basically.
So that is a no. And then one more question from Sierra Oscar 95, also about audio for the class 165. If there have been any specific audio recordings for the 165.
I haven't recorded anything specific for it, no.
There you go.
I've seen a cool question in the chat. What year did the branch lines become single track? I don't know the year, but most of them have been double track. Like for the Henley branch has been, no, I think all of them have been double track. You could see in Ship Lake Station, for example, you can see that it was an island platform with another side, and then the Marlow branch, it was double track, and it went all the way down to High Wycombe. So if you look at Bourne End Station, it was never designed to be a terminal station where you need to reverse. It went through and continued onwards to High Wycombe with a little extra branch, so to say, going to Marlow. And yeah, I assume they've been single tracked, and these services stopped on these branches around the usual time in the 60s, 70s in the UK. But I don't know the year.
It might have been as part of the beaching cuts, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. But it's cool that they survived. I think initially, at least parts of them were supposed to get electrified with the electrification of the Great Western, of the Great Western Main Line. But yeah, all these side projects, all these branch lines, and then the bit to Oxford and all that got all cut from being electrified. And now I've looked it up. Actually, we are driving now through a very big farm. They have a very fancy website that does lots of fruits and like strawberries and raspberries and all that, and that's why all the vegetable tunnels are here. And I think they I've looked it up on the website. It's quite interesting. They advertise like being close to London for seasonal workers, and they have this to the right. You can see all these trailers. They have this little village they promote as being a very nice way, and to the left you see a big school. And then I think further down there's a garden center as well on that next roundabout. Yeah, there's a fancy nice little garden center as well. And now we're coming into Twyford. Yeah.
Liam, the correct answer is cherry. But if I have to decide between the two, probably raspberry.
No, I would go strawberry jam.
I can't pick between them. They're both amazing. Why would you pick between them? That feels like limiting yourself unnecessarily.
I mean, gun to my head, raspberry. But if I don't think I would choose. But I like raspberry jam because my dad makes that because he has a big garden and he grows raspberries and cherries. He has like 2 big cherry trees. So I got a lot of homemade fresh raspberry and cherry jam growing up. And for strawberries, I only ever had like the store-bought stuff, which is still good, but you know, doesn't really beat cherry or raspberry in my opinion. Apricot jam, never had it. Need to try it. Moving on to more questions. Subway Goat on our forums asked how long it took for you to make this route.
I find it very hard to put a number on that, because I'd rather get like routes done in like a very focused. Yeah, when I'm working very focused on them, I'm doing all the weekends. I'm like doing way more than now, 8 hours a day. But if I would need to put a number on, it would be like 4 to 5 months of 9 to 5 work. But I started the project last summer, and then I did other things in between. Yeah, but like if I would spread it out and like actually had a healthy relationship with working on these things, it would probably still be like 4 to 5 months.
All right.
Lovely, and now we are coming into Twyford. And yeah, there are route hop points at each end where you can easily loop into the Great Western Express. Matt, you're very disciplined in driving into these stations, and the TPWS is not kicking off when you're coming in. I think it's set to 8 miles per hour, I asked a conductor. And if you have TPWS enabled, it will emergency brake you if you go over 8 miles an hour into these terminal stations.
Let's call that more by luck than judgment, even though I'd like to say otherwise. Watch me fluff it up on every other run we do now.
Now that you know, right?
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, we're on 2 Bravo 23 now.
And let me scroll up. Yes, correct.
Someone said if the token asked if the token shed is operable in guard mode as well. Yes, and it would actually, like, if you want to role play this thing, it's the guard's responsibility to check out the tokens and let the driver, like, hand them over to the driver. Yeah. So, and you can fully use them.
2 Bravo 23, yes.
Actually, let me change the logo, because I think people are getting upset about my incredible choices.
Yeah, I was about to suggest that we... Is that one? Wait a second, it might be a mistake on my end. I thought we had an early one that goes the other way.
This is 2B23 siding to Maidenhead.
Yeah, then I put the wrong number.
Oh
in.
yeah, that's not siding to Maidenhead,
Yeah,
is it?
that's my mistake. But
try 2B 32.
32?
Yeah,
there you go. A little Zahlendreher.
Yeah, my dyslexic brain can't cope.
It's all good.
Yeah, let's keep it clear for now. Yeah,
not clear. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? We have done a bit of clouds now. Now we do it clear.
I also just want to say, like, as a bit of an off topic, I know I usually get wheeled out to do preview streams when it's a German route, and now I'm, doing a preview stream for a UK route, but I'm still on stream with another German. So
you're doing well.
I feel like I'm being typecast here, but it's okay. I don't mind.
Well, yeah, it's unusual for me as a German with, yeah, I live in the UK for 6 years now, but that's the only connection I have, and I just like UK trains. I think they're very interesting. Not that German trains are not interesting, but yeah.
There's not a lot of red here, it has to be said.
Yeah, but I would say, like, what I really like with UK trains is they are so colorful with all their different operators and all the different liveries, and now they're about to change that.
Yeah, and whereas Germany is getting more colourful as they add more private operators. So
yeah, but they're like going back on that as well. Then, like, each individual state introduces their own like state-owned livery, which is still quite colorful with this 16 states. But yeah.
Also, like, it went so well for Germany to, you know,
that was a tough
unify
service.
all.
That was a tough
Yeah.
service. Don't stress me out
That's why
like
I
that.
want you to continue. Continue.
Oh, you want me to continue? Return to free roam?
Yeah. That was the plan. Yeah, just we turn around and do the other way. So
Right. Okay.
that was my opportunity where I thought, like, okay, we can do two things. You can shut down the cab, and we can then walk to the token shed, check out the tokens, and talk about what else has been added to the cab. But I think we covered most of it already anyway.
It's a raging old argument going on down here.
Yep.
Debating the football.
Raspberry,
last night,
strawberry, raspberry, strawberry. While we wait for the next service to start, let's read some more questions. Subway Goat on the forums asked about the Windsor Railway Bridge. If that could be replaced with a custom bridge model at some point.
Currently there are no plans, and the route being priced on a very a more budget side. There has not been a budget for these custom models, but well, never say never. But like currently there's no plan, and also no plan in the future for that. Yeah, let's go back to the cab and have a quick look on like what nice new features we got. Like, we can reiterate, we have the openable windows, we have these fans that make noises. Interestingly, if you hear the fans now, if you turn around and pop the fuse for it, in the fuse box, there's a cap heat on the bottom row, I think. These are the main light fuse, and then there's, yeah, and then you can hear it going out and then coming back in again. Yeah, then all the plastic at the back and in the front it has a brown color now, which is accurate for the 165, while the 166 they are all gray. And then all these fault lights up top, like if you're actually clicking them, then they will go out. I think that's a feature, the train safety systems. Yeah, if you click on the top on the black holes, then yeah, you can manually update TPWS. Now that's yeah, exactly. And I think yeah, your shortcut turned off something again. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, and I've worked on the physics a little bit, so some guard, yeah, these work as well. I think they will be set once the service starts again. In when is the service starting? In 4 minutes. So one of them, I've worked quite closely with a GWR guard who is working on them. And he said like the brakes on the 166 are not quite accurate, and yeah, these are changes to the interior. You can see up top, if you look up, there's in the 166 there is an AC unit in here on the lights, which changed to yeah, just the lights now, because initially they didn't have AC. I think it got AC got added later, in like 2019 or something, and then the interior, the seat layout changed. I don't think they have like tables at the windows as well. There's no first class section as well in the 165s. Then I think from the outside the most noticeable bit is they have these open, like these windows that you can open on every window rather than every other. The 166 has it on every other window. Yeah, so there are quite a few changes here and there. Yeah, and then I've added little point lights to all the emissive button things that are illuminating, so they cast like nice little lights around it when you drive at night. We've seen that on Medway, and we've seen that on the 805s, I think, as well. So, and then a couple other add-ons. So there's been additions here. So everything on the train should be up to standard for TSW 6. Yeah, some other simulation changes happened as well, where we had a bit of wheel slip coming in. So I think the 166 doesn't really slip at all, even if it's snowy conditions. So the brakes are improved, and you get a bit more realistic simulation there. But ultimately, like after all, I think the 166 was already quite a good train. So there were just minor tweaks to make it even better. Yeah. While we are waiting already, I can say something what we're doing now on this service. So what's special about the Marlow branch is that during peak times they want to do a half-hourly service for peak hours, and in order to do that they have 2 trains running up and down, but there is no way for them to cross. So what's actually happening is that they both drive into Marlow at the same time, into Bourne End at the same time, and then reverse and go back on each respective branch. So there's a shuttle between Bourne End and Marlow, and there's a shuttle between Maidenhead and Bourne End. So if you want to go all the way, you need to change ends at each side. And while we're on the map, if you zoom out, Matt, you can see like all these 3 branches, they exist in the same 3D space. So you can use like fast travel thing and jump between stations real quick. Then I find myself doing that a lot, where it's like, oh, I want to see, like, I'm done with my service now, and then I have a look where is something going on. So I'm like I'm trying to get on that service, and then doing like a short little run up and down there as well.
Nice. Which is also one of the questions we got on the forums.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, Blitzbeast PL asked if the 3 routes are one big 3D space, and you just answered it, which is very interesting. I would have thought that they're all like independent objects.
They're far away that they don't get loaded. So like the way it works in Train Sim World is you have like 1 square kilometer big tiles, and you load these in and out as you move through the route, and they are all far away from each other, that like when you drive down one, the other ones don't get loaded, so you don't have a performance impact in that end, which is quite nice.
Speaking of performance, you talked about the optimization work you've done during the roadmap. Do you want to expand on that a little bit?
Absolutely. So basically, what I've been building recently is some sort of like a dashboard to look deeper into basically I do I have profiling runs where I record the whole session driving around or like jumping between stations, and record all like FPS and memory usage and all that kind of stuff. And I was digging really deep into that data and had to look what is actually happening under the hood, and also like trying to spot any potential issues early on. And I learned a lot about what is actually like what is costing the most performance, and where all these issues are coming from, and also build a tool to hopefully in the future and on my current projects catch these issues straight away. It's a very complicated topic. Like, performance is always very complicated in the sense that I think every question you can ask about performance, the answer is always it depends. There is no clear formula on like, oh, I can only use that level of detail, or I can only use that kind of stuff. It's very much a process of trading details and scenery for more detailed timetables, and like it always very much depends. And it is very, very complicated task to bring it all together. Yeah, a lot of work went into understanding and catching all these performance issues early. Yeah.
Thank you for that insight.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we had a run on each branch already, so we can do the next one from the cab view. I remember building this bit. I think that was one of the first things I built out of coming out of Maidenhead, and I had like the cab ride on one end on one monitor, and then the editor to build it on the other. And I remember like a lot of these trees left and right you see, I tried to match mostly to like the real trees that are there to get that feeling of, and I learned a lot like placing foliage where like there are some taller bits and some smaller bits, and it all mixes together. Sometimes the big trees are further away from the track, sometimes they're not, and there are all these little details, which I think improved my foliage game massively, doing all these things on a very detailed level. And what I really wanted to capture on that, like once we're around the curve, is this like tunnel of foliage where the trees are all overhead, and you're basically driving through that tunnel of greenery.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that eye for detail really paid off. That looks great.
I tried my best. People are asking how many timetables does each branch have? We have one big timetable that contains all the, or that we heard the reverb, the bridge reverb, which is part of the route as well. We have one big timetable that contains all the services. Yeah.
Which also answers another question from the forums.
There you could see some birds flying away. If you have a look, there are a couple of spots where you can see them scatter once you're coming close.
I really like all these, little details, and little details sounds almost dismissive, because obviously a lot of work went into all of them. But all of these details that are scattered across the different branches add up to a very nice and complete picture. You know, the scenery feels very dense. The scattering birds, the moving boats on the Thames River, the rowing team with the with the callouts. That's just chef's kiss.
I mean, rowing is my sport. Rowing is like my second passion. Like, I love trains and I love rowing, and these details are the rowing bits are the reason I picked these routes. Mainly, like, Henley-on-Thames is that, like, the mecca of rowing. Everyone goes there every year for the regatta. And there's Marlow Rowing Club is a very big rowing club that is really, really good at rowing as well. So there's like a lot of rowing going on these stretches, and a personal connection is something that made me choose these branches and try my best to bring them to life in game. Yeah, I find myself playing that route quite a bit and just like sit back and enjoy that like slow-paced kind of gameplay.
Yeah, there's definitely something alluring to that, something almost cozy.
Yeah. And sure, they are short, but like sometimes I really want that kind of gameplay. I just have a spare 15-20 minutes where I load up the game and like, yeah, I can immerse myself into these branches and have a nice, as you say, like a nice cozy drive.
Yeah, I also think that the length is a bit of a, not a misnomer, but if I drive one of those branches, if I do like all the services back to back for 4 hours, I've done the same amount of work in quotations as like doing a longer route twice. It's like you can make them longer in, again, quotation marks. Does that make sense? Am I rambling?
No, it makes sense. Like if you're like the time you spend, if you're driving slow, or if you're driving a longer route faster, it's basically you get the same value out of it because you're like spending that time there. And obviously, if you're having a shorter route, the scenery needs to offer more.
Yeah.
Because you have more time to enjoy it. Like if you're going past this with like 100 miles an hour or something, you don't have the time to pick up all the details. Yeah. But like again, like I think this is the beauty of Train Sim World, that we have all these different kind of DLCs and content that speaks to different kind of people. Like some people really just like their mainline busy, like I want to floor the train and go as fast as possible. And if you're one of these and you exclusively like that stuff, that DLC might not be for you. But yeah,
it is highly subjective, yeah. But it is good to
exactly.
have variety in, what you can choose from. Do I want to do a 1.5 2 hour mainline run, or do I want to do a shorter run? What do I have time for? Or as I said, I do have 2 hours, but I want to drive the branch lines, so I do that for 2 hours.
You can go up and down all the time.
Yeah.
It takes a full hour to complete a run from Maidenhead down to Marlow and back. So yeah, and they're not like, if you're like just waiting to take the train back, the turnaround times are very low. Like you have to wait like 5-6 minutes at each end. There's not much. Like you don't need to wait 20 minutes in game to take the train back. And then you can also combine. I think like my intention always was like to make it work really well with the busyness of the Great Western Express, and since the remaster's out, these are designed to complement each other, to offer completely different gameplay styles, and but like, yeah, you can do both basically. You can root hop and jump into an HST somewhere in Slough or whatever, and then go as fast as you can down to Reading or back into Paddington, and then slow down and do one of these. So yeah, in that sense, I really hope they complement each other nicely. Yeah, in a second, when we're coming down into Bourne End, we can have a look to the left. Not yet, but like in a second. There is the second golf course, and as a bit of an anecdote, I think I modeled that. I like to play a bit of Battlefield, and Battlefield was releasing, I think, their golf course map in season 2 as well, and so I was like, oh, I need to rebuild that. And if you look to the left, there are these like water sprinklers that are watering. Not quite yet, but yeah, it's starting already. You can see it. And there are the sprinklers on the left.
They do be sprinkling.
Yeah, they have sound as well. They make a little ch-ch-ch. And there is like a golf cart driving around as well. So like I tried my best to make these feel alive.
That's just another little, detail. It's very nice.
And it goes downhill quite a bit. Like we're going like 0.6%, and yeah, you can find yourself speeding down here quite a bit. Someone asked an excellent question. What are these 10 miles per hour before the crossings? And these are like speed restrictions that are valid, or like from that there's a little sign where you have the number and then you have an X underneath. That's that speed sign. And they work in a way that they are specific to that level crossing. So once you reach that crossing, then you can accelerate again. And they're just like that you are careful enough and give the crossing enough time to close everything until you are at that point. So there are there are a few in front of the stations, and there is one when we are reversing now and going in towards Marlow. There's like a 10 miles an hour, because these are some of these are like self-operated, so there's a gate and people can open and close it and walk through themselves. Yeah, and the fun bit, I try to model it as closely as I can, but like these speed restrictions are from beginning of the sign until you reach. No, that was your TPWS that caught you. Yeah. Okay. I will agree only if you clear the points in the back. I don't know if you did. Oh yeah, you're fine. Perfect stop. Well clear. Nice. Lovely. And now you can see the opposite service as well, like the
sitting here
shuttle
talking to myself with my microphone muted.
Oh yeah. We were able to hear you.
Oh, you could hear me. You get the delight of it. Right.
Cool. Just continue. I think the next service is just the one on the other platform.
That would be 2 Alpha 47.
Potentially. If I didn't mix up the numbers again.
It's fine. We'll see.
I've got a bug for missing buffer stop at. Oh no, NPCs. A missing buffer stop on platform 2, which does not. It's not a bug. There's actually no buffer on platform 2. Yeah. Technically, we would use that token to operate the board now. Yeah.
And then put that back in there.
Yeah, exactly. Someone is asking, do you have to phone the signaler to release the token on the Malo branch? There is a phone there. You can click, you can simulate it. I don't think you need to actually phone him in real life. I might be wrong though. It's not simulated that it doesn't release the token if you haven't signaled him, but I placed the phone there for exactly that reason. And yeah, there is a sign as well that says you need to, or you should phone the signaler to release a token. So yeah, you can roleplay all of these things, but these are all optional in the sense that you can still drive there basically. Are we already having a clean signal? Nice.
Just looking through the forums to see if we got any new questions, but that's a no.
Someone said like he's pretty sure that you have to phone the signaler in real life. Yeah, it's part of the process. You definitely have to do it. I don't know if signaler needs to press a button so you can actually release it or not. But yeah, it's part of the process that you need to do it. I just don't know if like the token itself is locked or not. Yeah, and people saying in the chat already, if you haven't, or if you're very interested in that bit of railway history, there is an excellent Jeff Marshall video out there that is explaining all of these little quirks and oddities in the Malo branch. Yeah, I mean, he does a great job in explaining it. Maybe a dream of mine would be that he sees that and picks it up and has a go at it himself. I think Jeff Marshall was one of the first British YouTuber about trains that I watched, and that I've watched him before I came to the UK, so he kind of like inspired me to come here in a sense.
Who knows? Dreams might come true.
Maybe. Coming up, you can already see it up top in the little UI. There's like another 10 miles an hour speed restriction. And if you look at if you see it in the sun, I don't know if it's visible, but it's a very funny speed sign. So if you stay in the cab and there is a whistle board first, and then there is a 10 miles an hour speed sign, but that 10 miles an hour speed sign doesn't have these red lines around it, the red circle around it. It's purely white and just says 10 miles an hour. And that means that this one is just purely limited to the level crossing up ahead. Before that, you see that little white cross on a blue background. That is, or I explain in a second. You can see now that's a totally white 10 miles an hour sign, which means exactly that it's only for the junction up ahead, for the level crossing up ahead. And that that white cross on a blue background, that is a AWS cancel button. So because it's a branch line and there's not much like technology going on, almost all the AWS magnets are permanent magnets that go off in both directions. So they are bidirectional AWS magnets. That's why you hear all these AWS alarms going off, even though we can't see any signals. And if you're going over them and you're going the wrong way, you see these blue signs with the white cross in, which tells you it's okay to cancel that alarm. It's not meant for you.
So it's not a Scottish flag.
It's not a Scottish flag, no.
Well,
we are very much in England.
Could have fooled me. If this segue would have worked much better if I would have jumped in quicker, but if Jeff were to watch this, and if he wanted to get in contact with you, where can people find you?
Where can people find me? It's a good question. I think my website is supposed to be going live now soon-ish. I still need to finish that up. There should be an email where people can reach me. There are social medias. I'm on with Incredible Trains. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube, and I am on Facebook. You can reach out through there, and I'm hanging out on Discord a lot. Like if you're on the usual Dovetail Discords, yeah, find me there. I'm one of the developers. I don't mind if you ping me. If you don't mind if I don't answer. Like, I'm happy to be pinged if you have a question or anything, and if I have time or the headspace to answer, I will. But also there's a lot going on, and if I'm deep in root development, I might not answer. So there's a good, like, yeah. I think, yeah, that's how you can find me. Yeah, there's a nice wedding venue to the right as well. To quite a bit of modeling. So if you're ever looking to get married, you can do it here if you want.
Maybe as a mastery reward.
Mastery reward, yeah, but mastery reward is the queen, which means the train. So if you are in Windsor Station, the mastery reward is you can, yeah, you can play, you can get this little steam engine, which is right next to the platform. Apparently the story is that they said, oh, it would be too expensive to remove it when they built the shopping center around, so they kept it there, and it's like a piece of a museum, or like some sort of exhibition piece for people to watch if they visit Windsor Station.
It's also much more topical to have a, steam train mastery reward than a wedding.
A wedding. There are lots of mastery reward opportunities on this one. Lots of little details that could have been added. Yeah, someone is saying some travel L words. It's definitely travel west. That's what's there in real life.
Definitely stayed at a travel rest a few times in my time.
They're more like branded, in quotation marks, branded things. So Matt, if you go out and have a look on on the front of the building to the right. Yeah, go back, and then to the right. Yeah, in front of that building, the car park, the building you're looking at, not the one in the back, the one you're right above. This one, that one, has a big sign for. Yeah, there it is. A bolt fast. That's what I called it. And there are lots of these throughout the map.
And I'm not native, so I don't get it.
Yeah, I would say what it's supposed to mean, but I don't think I can. So
Okay.
It's like travel vest. People who know it will know what it's supposed to be.
I know what you mean.
If you know it, say it in chat.
Someone is asking, does TPWS work? Matt, does TPWS work?
I've been stung on it by once, so yeah.
And be careful with it. It's like approaching these endpoints. It's 8 miles an hour, so it's quite low. And if you're coming in hot, it's yeah, it will catch you.
2 Alpha 47.
Lovely. What do we have there? We're going back on
Windsor.
That's the one we
the Windsor branch. Yeah.
Isn't that the one we just did?
Nope. I think I didn't put it in there. The
2 Alpha
change I
47
wanted
is
to do.
in there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the change we did.
Yeah, we did 2B23 and followed on to its next natural service.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought the one we jumped over would have been the 2 Alpha 47. My bad.
Nice morning service. I mean, we can have a look where the steam loco would be if we get out and have a quick walk, but it's not there because we don't have the mastery tile enabled. So if you walk all the way back, and then to the right there is this hole basically, and that steam engine goes in here.
Yeah.
If you go to the contactless card readers, then they're just like at the start of the yeah, right at the entry here. If you go close, you can beep them. And then you need to fight the NPC jungle.
We found all the NPCs missing on all of the other routes. They're all in Windsor.
They're all in Windsor, yeah.
Be some kind of gathering.
Yeah, I think what you see here, where you see it the best, with the DRA button, you see nicely how it glows and how it reflects onto the surfaces. These are the fancy the lighting improvements I did. Someone's saying the amount of passengers at Windsor is accurate in real life. Yeah, I would imagine so. Like, lots of people come here. I mean, I don't know if they come at 9 in the evening, maybe. But like, they are running a 20-minute shuttle. Every 20 minutes, it's going like their services every 20 minutes. So, yeah. Someone is asking, will you be able to route up between the stations? You can use the the fast travel thing. If you open the map, every station has a fast travel point where you can fast travel to easily. And route hopping you can then use to route hop onto Great Western Express if you want to drive the mainline section. But yeah, it's not quite the route hopping feature, but yeah, you can fast travel between them. Oh, what do we have? Oh no, it's a driver assist. I thought we had a fault. Would have been cool to have a fault, a fuse tripping or something.
I find the fault system has a keen knowledge of whether I want to see a fault or not.
Do you have it set to like...
If I don't want to see a fault, I'll get 18 engine failures. If I do want to see a fault, the train will be A1 perfect.
Yeah, I've set it at mine. I've set it to high just to debug and test it, so I get them more often. I don't even know. Like, they have the standard values in. They should trip as often as any other fault. But yeah, I'm playing on high these days just because, yeah, I need to test it. Some people can already see them. You can spot it in the night, and if you're coming closer to Windsor now as well, you can try and spot it. The night, like these parallax windows, they work the best at night. They there's quite a bit of logic in. Right now we're on fields, that's why we're not seeing much. But so they have them. All the interiors are random, so no house has the same interior. They're all distributed. Okay, need to rephrase that. They are all randomly distributed. They're like 8 or so interior types that can be showed, like 8 kind of living room settings basically, and then they have random like curtains that go in and out and like cover bits and pieces of the windows, and they have random lighting, so random houses are lit up, so you don't have a repeating pattern of the same house always having the same windows lit up.
That is very cool. That should give you a lot of variety to not make it repetitive.
Yeah, and I was like, my main concern, and also the reason why I looked into performance that much, is I was wondering how much of an impact on performance this stuff has. But because these parallax windows is a very clever way of faking 3D, it's not 3D, it's just faking it by like shifting bits and like shifting pixels of that window and of that room texture by different amounts depending on camera angle. It's not really like computationally expensive, so it doesn't really have a big impact on it. Someone wants to see meteors or something. I'm glad there was nothing like, yeah. Nothing dangerous. It's an all very cozy driving experience.
Having your train through the British countryside at night, looking at the stars. What could be more cozy?
Mm. I guess like a few people have memories of kind of that thing where they had like a day out in Windsor. Like I remember like visiting Windsor Castle as a tourist, and you have your day out and then you take your last train back. I remember I took like this service to Slough, and then I had to stand all the way from Slough to Paddington in an old HST and like the entryway because it was overcrowded. Someone is asking, I've answered that, but yeah. Someone's asking if the route hop markers are placed on both GWE and Thames Valley, and yes, they have been. So you can go back and forth. All right. And Matt, if you go into the outside view now, and we have a bit of a look at like if you go up and you see all the, I want to show the windows basically. All these windows are now, yeah, all 3D and illuminated randomly. Oopsies. Okay, some of them are the wrong way around apparently. Yeah, this is kind of like nightlight effect that you get where you can best see it at night basically.
That's just a very eccentric way to decorate your room. So.
And it's all just living rooms. I just got a big texture for living rooms, so no one is sleeping or anything. It would feel weird though, having like peeking into some people's bedrooms. I feel so.
Yeah, I don't think that would be appropriate.
I have some office space as well, though. Like there is a different texture for office buildings. And we're coming to our last service.
This is going to be the last service for tonight. So if you have any more questions,
you have exactly 14 minutes. And that's the thing. Henley is a half-hourly service. You have exactly 14 minutes, and you have a 2-minute turnaround in Henley to go back and forth. So like, there's not much time on each end. Yeah, have some just snow without like clear snow without any storm around it.
Something like that.
Just take the precipitation off, so it's not snowing. It's just snow level, I'd say. A nice sunny snowy day. Well, someone is asking about guard mode. Guard mode is working. We can have a quick peek into, I suppose, but I didn't plan to do a full guard mode service. But guard mode is working on that.
Yeah, I think we've done a very extensive insight. We've done 6 services, or this is the 6th one. Actually, no, 7,
technically.
8.
Yeah, we had to. 8 if you take the sidings one.
Yeah. I would pay good money to be able to just absolutely face plant into like a mound of snow like I see on screen right now.
I love how the game makes the snow environment look. It's so romantic, and like that's like makes a very cozy wintry feeling. It's very unrealistic for UK roads.
I was going to say.
Oops.
Ever since the day that I got a sledge when I was a kid, the snow stopped coming. I'm still not bitter. It's only been 45 years, but it's.
I was gonna say I don't think we had a proper winter in a few years, but still.
I mean, we're making up for this with a proper summer now.
It's gorgeous. I love it. I love it. I hate the winter. I hate the cold. It's got to be 25 plus. Anything less is just rubbish.
I think I said this before. I used to be the exact same, and a good friend of mine who's from Scotland, who moved to Vienna before I did. He always complained about the summer in Vienna and how hot it was. And I used to make fun of him, saying, it's just your Scottish sensibilities, it's not that bad. And then I moved here almost 9 years ago, and it's hell. It's there. Summer in Vienna, there's no. It doesn't rain. When it rains for like 5 minutes, and then the rain turns into steam. And then that hangs around. There's no wind. It's just not pleasant.
Yeah, I found it very much depends on where you are. Like, I had hot summers. I'm from the southwest of Germany, and we, like, in the Rhine Valley, like, I'm born in Offenburg, between Karlsruhe and Freiburg, we had like days where it was 40 degrees. It was like, Freiburg is the sunniest and warmest city in Germany, but like there are lots of lakes around, and like there are ways of for you to cool down. Germany builds insulated houses, so it's like I never felt like that warm, but like living in the UK right now, it feels so much warmer. There's not that much, not that many opportunities to cool down.
Well, UK homes are designed to keep the heat in, not keep the cold out or keep the heat out. They're designed to get hot and stay hot, and as much as possible, which is part of the problem. And air conditioning just barely exists in this country, so it is very much a case that once it gets hot, you just can't get out of it.
No way to cool down really, because it hasn't really been a problem. Like summer's been,
no,
25,
during the time when it is really hot, and you're thinking now might be the time to invest in an AC, and 3 days later it's not hot anymore.
Yeah,
and that's it for the summer.
I remember 3 years ago we had like a similar heat wave, but that was like for 4 or 5 days, and now it's going on for months now, really.
Well, I'm not complaining. I love it. It's the best.
I'm lucky enough that I'm working from home, so I don't have to leave the house. But still, it's.
I visited my parents. They live at the Lake of Constance, and that's just amazing. You could just hop in and cool down, and then I really like the heat. It's a really nice thing. But
I grew up also in the southwest of Germany, not too far away from you, and we lots of lakes everywhere, and just not as much concrete, because I grew up in the middle of nowhere in a proper proper countryside, like 200 soul town or village, where everybody knows everyone. But it's just Vienna is like purely just concrete and steel and everything, so it heats up like over the course of the day, and it doesn't cool down overnight because the concrete saves all the heat.
It's like that when I worked in London as well.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about something cooler.
It feels like already cold and cozy if you're looking at the stream. It's funny, there's like these two modes. If it's not snowing, I hate driving in winter in Trains and World, because winter is actually quite accurate. And there's like the foliage is thin, there are no leaves and all that kind of stuff, which I don't like, but it looks beautiful in snow, and it looks like it's supposed to look without the snow.
Have we passed one of the fields yet, which should now lay fallow?
That's a good question, actually. I don't. There's not much fields around here. There is a lot of these vegetation tunnels in the beginning. I don't think there are many, if any, around here. No, on the left we have we don't have actual farming going on here.
Well, if you want.
Yeah.
Sorry, Johannes, go ahead.
I'm just saying it's insane building this area. There are a lot of big estates and massive houses in that area. It's a very posh area to build. Lots of swimming pools and backyards, and
very nice. Very jealous of the pools. I was gonna say, if you want to see the seasonal fields like changing, so growing in spring and in nice and green in summer and golden in fall, or fallow in or empty soil in the winter, you should check out The Root on your own, which releases next week, July 21st, and it's gonna release on the Epic Games Store, Steam, Xbox Series X and S, as well as the PlayStation 5 for £14.99, €17.99, or $17 USD 99. So yeah, if you want to see that, make sure to check it out.
Now you can see it's an island platform which had like tracks on the left side as well.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all overgrown now.
Or they just filled it up with soil and then planted trees in there? Is that what they did?
I don't even think they filled it up. It's there is a little staircase going down, so it's like really just remove the tracks. I wouldn't even be surprised if the tracks are still there or something. For most bits. Now there's a car park starting, so they paved it over at some point and built a car park over it. So in the outside view, if you look to the car park, you can see there's a noticeable step down on the car park. Where the other platform used to be. And there's even a little, there's this little staircase. It goes down onto this little path that goes into town. We've just seen it on the Ship Lake crossing, but like I made a lot of custom signage for the route with like crossing names. There's like, this is Ship Lake Crossing, and then there's a phone number, not the real one obviously, but like there's a phone number underneath that you're supposed to call. I've made these little like I think land sheriff signs where they say basically if you see something, the usual, if you see something that doesn't look right, please call something. It's not phrased like that, but like there's a number that you call if you see something wrong with the railway. So there's like lots of custom signage, lots of custom road signs and directions. If you have a look with your free cam around the streets, and some bits and pieces you can actually walk quite far. So we haven't done the walk yet, but like you can walk the Thames path out of Bourne End quite a bit and walk along the Thames. There's a scenario that lets you walk there. It's probably a 5-minute walk, like a 5-minute Trains and World walk, a 15-minute walk if you like walk at normal pace. But walking in Trains and World is quite fast.
So you're not sprinting everywhere at full speed all the time. Is that what you're saying?
I was, but then I gained 15 kilos and now I can't.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Building Trains and World routes is a desk job.
I mean, I actually gained a lot of weight when I was working as a conductor, but I think that was mainly because you were just eating whenever you had time, and you didn't really.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I could see that. Like in between shifts and stuff, you just need to eat something and not really think about it, right?
Yeah, it's mainly just when you're at a stop at a station somewhere and you have a few minutes, so you go to a supermarket and you get like a and this is gonna be very Austrian or German. You get a Leberkässemmel, and you know, just scarf that down until you run to the next train.
But that's something I miss here in the UK, is like that concept of a German bakery where you just get like small snacks every time. It's yeah, I miss that.
Man, don't get me started on bread. I have very strong opinions about bread.
I did before moving to the UK. I didn't think I had either, but like since living here, yeah, I'm very opinionated about bread now.
It's man.
But there are cool things in the UK that I will like. If I ever go back to Germany, I will definitely miss. Is like if I do like I could every morning I could have a full English. It's just great. I just love a good full English breakfast.
Oh yeah, I mean, cut the mushrooms. I don't like the mushrooms, but everything else,
What? Wait,
I'm a
what?
fan.
Sorry, what did you say? It sounded,
Exactly.
sounded like you lost your mind.
I
You
don't
say
like
you don't have black and
mushrooms.
white pudding in it now. Next.
Oh, no.
I'll have the black pudding, yeah, but I don't like mushrooms. It's just a general thing. Sorry, I'm just built different.
Someone is asking, like, are we talking about bread all of the sudden? Yeah, we have two Germans in that live stream. Eventually, we always got to talk about bread.
It surprised me that it took us 2 hours to get to bread.
Yeah, there was a lot of things to see here.
Yeah. Me and Lucas never talk about bread, but he's from Frankfurt, so yeah.
Here we go. We're just in parts of Germany. We're back, folks. We're back.
I'm already doing my UK service by making UK routes. What else do you want?
There you go.
All right.
Lovely.
Everyone decent to go on the camera again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Always. Yeah, that'll do it for us for tonight, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. In case you just joined us for whatever reason, this was the preview stream for the Thames Valley Branches add-on, which releases next week, July 21st, for PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, for 14.99 British pounds, 17.99 euros, and 17.99 US dollars. I was joined by Matt, our executive producers, and our special guest Johannes from Incredible Trains. Thank you guys for showing the showcasing the route. Thank you, Matt, for driving.
All right, I enjoyed it.
I think you've
It's
done
fun.
very well. And thank you, Johannes, for all your very valuable insights.
Lovely. Always happy to be here. If any German speakers are among us here, there will be another live stream with Trains in Place on Sunday. If you want me to, if you're a German speaker and want to have another go and check out the route, and then as Jan said, release on Tuesday. Really excited for all your feedback and what you have to say.
All right, cool. That'll do it for us for tonight, folks. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.